CA.
Ocala.
All right, 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. Not a bad-looking Monday morning. Everybody's getting things as back to normal as they possibly can. School starts again today. The debris pickup begins today. Be patient, please, with those people who are out there working on your behalf. They are doing their hardest, working their hardest. That debris pickup might take 2 months. So just because you heard today was the start date doesn't mean they're going to get to you today. It means it starts today. There's a lot of debris out there from those hurricanes. It's kind of an interesting morning this morning. We had Mayor Kent Gwynn in the studio. Good to see him again. He told us about the cleanup the city is doing. Betty Gray came into the studio. It was kind of accidental. She was outside the window here, and we knew that she had some damage from the storm over at Stirrups and Strides. And now our good friend Rabbi Hecht is on the phone. Rabbi Yossi Hecht. I want to ask him how he did and how the synagogue did during the storm. And of course, Rosh Hashanah begins Wednesday, so he's going to teach us a little bit about that. Good morning, Rabbi. How are you?
Good morning. Thanks for having me. And we had thank God we had to power out for a couple days, but no damage. And overall, it's been a pretty rough week, as many have. We've also been trying to assist many people in the area who have had their difficult times. There's still a lot of our friends and members who don't have power, and some who have had damage, and we had some volunteers going around and delivering meals to them and taking care of them. And so it's been quite rough. We have some people who are staying here and all kinds of things going on. But of course, during these times, we find the best in people coming together.
No, I love that. It's an optimistic view. Yeah, and as far your family, okay? Everybody's all right personally for yourself?
Thank God, everyone is okay.
Yeah. So before we get into the Rosh Hashanah, well, I have a good lead-in for the Rosh Hashanah. I think sometimes religious rituals, things that we expect and we do regularly on every year or however, they bring us some kind of a comfort, whether it's Jewish traditions or other religion traditions.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially during these times, it's so important. It allows us an opportunity to really tune into ourselves and to tune into our soul and to try and find some real meaning and purpose in life, and to try and find what we can do to help others, to reach out to others, to reach out to our true spirit, etc. And so it is a very important time as well.
Yeah, one of my favorite parts about our visits with you, well, my favorite part is kidding you about things, but my second favorite part is when you teach us not only what the historical connection is to whatever it is, like in this case Rosh Hashanah, but also what the message is to all of us.
Yeah, and Rosh Hashanah is really a great message for this type of thing, because Rosh Hashanah is it's called. Rosh Hashanah, of course, is the New Year, but but actually the word Rosh Hashanah means the head of the year, and a New Year is not only a time of just throwing the year behind and jumping into a new year, but the fact that we call it the head of the year means that this is where the life force and the energy of the year comes into. And so when we need a renewal, when we need a rebuilding, when we need a new energy, as many people do, especially in after this type of storm, this type of situation. So it's a great time to say, let's try and put behind the challenges that we've had, and to rebuild ourselves in a new year with a new life and a new energy, and that's really what Rosh Hashanah is all about.
Wow, I love that. Well, yeah, you're right. Perfect timing for the celebrating a new beginning is after we're finally getting things back to normal. The kids go back to school today. Are your children homeschooled?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I thought so. But the public schools. I think some of the private schools are starting today too. I'm not sure. Did you have a lot of debris out by the roadway?
We had all kinds of debris. I was actually taking pictures walking around the other day. My mother, who lives up in Chicago, she said,
"Oh wow,
what you're describing to me kind of sounds like the Twilight Zone." And I guess it may have kind of been like that.
So explain to us how we can help you or how we can participate in the Rosh Hashanah celebrations.
Well, Rosh Hashanah is, like I said, a time where we need to reflect on the new year, a time when we need to when we need to focus on our soul, on our purpose, finding the meaning, finding true meaning in life, and I think that everyone, I think this is a message for everyone, that everyone needs to contemplate on this point. We have services throughout Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah is this tradition that we focus on things that are sweet, to have a sweet New Year. We have a tradition to eat things like apple dipped in honey, to dip our bread in honey, to bring sweetness. So it's not only about having a new year, but it's about having a sweet year.
I can handle
about bringing sweetness into our year. So we want to get rid of anything that's bitter, anything that is, not good. And we also have the tradition that we blow a shofar. The shofar is a ram's horn, and the sound of the shofar is a sound of crying, which allows us to reflect on our true being and our true self. Many people don't have opportunities where they actually reflect on themselves, and sometimes we need to do that. We need to just sit down and reflect, and the shofar is something which allows us to do that.
Will you go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Will you be having the events at your synagogue and also in the villages as well?
So the actual services on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur are going to be in our synagogue, which is it's off 301 in Oxford. It's 1 mile up of the Walmart and 466 in the villages. We have people who come from all over. People who come from Ocala, from Marion County, from Sumter County, from Lake County, from Citrus County, and pretty much anybody Jewish in the area who come to our services. And the Rosh Hashanah begins on Wednesday night, and it goes all the way until Friday night. So it's actually a 2.5 day holiday.
So what is the year? 5778?
That's right.
I cheated.
That's right. You're counting. 5, 7, 7, 8.
I cheated. I looked it up. I found it on your website, actually. So that's what I'm looking at. The candle lighting and everything starts at 7:09. That's exactly what, sundown? Is that why that time?
Yeah. That's the time of right before sundown. It's 18 minutes before sundown is when we start lighting candles.
Really?
So, yeah.
You always do such a wonderful job during all of your events, Rabbi, making the community feel welcome to attend them. We have to give kudos to you for that. You're absolutely amazing.
Well, like I always say, the most important thing is education, teaching people, allowing people to experience what it is, what you're doing, why you're doing it. But if you don't teach why, then it's hard for people to appreciate what they're doing. And so that's what we need to constantly do is teach and educate.
Rabbi Yossi Hecht is our guest. He's on the phone right now. We love when we have you in the studio, but it was kind of a last-minute thing, so we wanted to make sure we didn't miss an opportunity to talk to you. And for the rest of us, if you want to perhaps attend the services, it would be, like you said, off of Highway 301. Let me see. I had the address. Let me just ask you, what is the address? I know you just said it, but I'm looking. What is the street address? They have
I thought you said you had it. It's 13030 County Road 103.
Oh, County Road
That's
103.
in Oxford, Florida.
Okay, gotcha. County Road 103. I guess I don't know that road.
Yeah.
103. Does it have a different name?
Yeah.
Do I know it by something else?
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know.
Most roads in this town are counties.
Yeah.
If you're outside of the city.
And if we're going south on 441 towards Bellevue, then when 301 and 441 split in Bellevue, if we go down 301, we'll see that sign that says Oxford, and then we can.
Right. So we're if you pass State Road 42 in Marion County, you keep going south on 301 for about 2 miles. And you turn left on County Road 104, and you go down for 1 mile, and that's where we are.
Okay. All right. Rabbi, I'm glad you and your family are okay. Happy New Year, sir.
Yes.
Yes, and I liked how you did the on the phone version of the show after the storm.
Excellent.
The no power version.
Yeah.
Oh yes, the no power. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot. I didn't know what you were talking about. Rabbi, thank you for being on the air, and definitely looking forward to having you in the studio again.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. The president gearing up for his first address to the UN General Assembly tomorrow, where the White House says he'll be promoting peace and accountability.
North Korea is not a distinctly American problem. It is the world's challenge.